So let's talk about some news, Tyler. News.
No. All right.
Captain America: Brave New World trailer dropped. We also found out it's coming out Valentine's Day. 25.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what's coming out in a couple weeks?
Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say my album, but fuck you, dude.
Schnickety.
Schnickety right here, Tyler.
That's my middle finger. Because you can't see it. It's audio.
You eat shit.
So the trailer drops, and I don't know, man. I feel like I should get off Twitter because it's a cesspool anyway. Mostly populated by racists, and
well, that's what. Like I said, like
well, it's not just look. You can view this trailer and have criticism of it, and have nothing to do with the fact that it's Sam Wilson, and that's fine, and that's valid. That is valid. But the fact that we've already got, and I intentionally screenshotted it because I didn't want to quote tweet him, and sometimes I fuck that up because I don't want to give these people engagement. But then I'm like,
yeah.
I definitely want you to see this.
Yeah.
He already started the tweet because there's a part in the trailer where Thunderbolt Ross said, Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross says that you may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. And fucking Nerdrotic shared it and made a meme about it. And I was like, and the grift begins. Like, you could see in that moment. But this is what I keep talking about. We've ever talked about this throughout the show. We've always said there's lines like that in these trailers, in these movies, to get those outrage clicks just like they are, because they're going to game this. Marvel profits off this. Disney profits off this shit too.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to put that on there because they know the Miles Morales shit.
Let me give you all a lesson
Steve
real
Rogers
quick.
is Captain America.
Let me give you all a lesson. Back in the 80s, Martin Scorsese.
Cinema.
Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a story about Jesus when he was with Mary Magdalene. And he called it Passion... Jerry! And they called it Passion of the Christ, starred Willem Dafoe. And nobody had seen it, but Catholic Church groups got wind of certain controversies that were in the movie. I couldn't even tell you what they were. But they went and protested all over the country. And that motherfucker made millions its first week because so many people went to see it, because what's the big deal?
Free press?
Absolutely. So not only do these idiots go out of their way...
I'm so sorry.
Not only do those idiots go out of their way to, protest this stuff, but they bring more people in. There's such a saying as no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
And that is true to a point. But when, what are we achieving at this point? At this point in our society, we don't make anything anymore. We consume content and we create content.
Yeah.
Like, we don't actually make anything. And that's really fucking sad. And all we're doing is reacting to everything.
Yeah, and that's honestly, that's the one thing.
That's why we don't have a huge following yet, because we don't play by those rules. We just come on and talk, and then we
try and do things that we talk about and make content that we enjoy,
that we would like.
And
that's when
I'm not
same thing with my music.
I've done like some reaction stuff on this channel, and when I can do it, it is fun. But there are times that I'm like, my thing is like, I don't want to set up a camera. I don't want to pull up all this to watch this trailer, to have a reaction, and then to make sure I have a reaction, but then make sure this reaction doesn't come off fake and it seems genuine. It's all this stuff, and it's like, you know what? At this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna watch a fucking trailer and talk about it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most of the time, there's been a few trailers that have dropped and happened and come out that we haven't talked about, because I'm just like, I just don't care.
I'm always outside of Wi-Fi whenever those things drop. So I'm at work, and like the Wi-Fi reaches out, and it's hitting my phone in my car.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be, because it's too far out. So in other words, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, but the signal's really low, right? So I have to disconnect my Wi-Fi in the middle of watching like the first couple bits, like couple seconds, right? We're talking. I haven't seen. Yeah. I'm making sure I'm not going past a certain point before I get it fixed. And I go to settings and everything, and then the sync is off. Right? So I'm like, motherfucker. And then I realize I'm on Bluetooth and I'm listening to it on the car speakers. So I take it off Bluetooth too.
Oh yeah, because if you listen on Bluetooth, like most cars, like if you watch, like there's a YouTube video, the sync is gonna be off because it's just pulling the audio.
Fucking terrible. So then I get that, and then I go all the way back, and then whatever. I got to see it, and I saw it twice. I think my favorite part, or what I was watching for more than I don't think I saw Tim Blake Nelson. Was he in it?
I don't think he was.
I know we saw Sabra.
See, I'm a little.
Who's an Israeli superhero.
See, I'm having.
And we did see what I was hoping to see the whole time.
Yeah, of course. They waited till the very end of the trailer, but before that,
that's cool, dude. That looked cool.
Before that, before you even get there,
pissy.
So
don't be pissy.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's my questions. Red Hulk shows up at the end of the trailer, right? So now we have this confirmed that Thunderbolt Ross is in fact going to turn into Red Hulk. How are they going to beat Red Hulk without Hulk? Because, one, where is Hulk?
First
What's
of all,
he doing?
Right, and Betty Banner is back. Liv Tyler is back.
Secondly, where is She-Hulk?
Right.
Where is she? Thirdly, unrelated to this movie, but still connected. So Deadpool and Wolverine dropped a clip of him about to fight Sabretooth.
Yeah.
One, little worried, because the way he was moving was very like fake and CG looking, and I'm like, ugh, Deadpool. I'm like, ugh, didn't look good.
Deadpool?
Himself, the way he was moving. When he's taking the knives and swords out of him, he's moving really weirdly, and I'm like, that is not Ryan Reynolds, that is fake. I've heard nothing but good things, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, is there reviews out yet? Probably.
No, it's weird. I'll explain.
Well, critics might have seen it by now.
It's a different topic. It's weird. No, critics have seen they got like a 30-minute showing or something recently, and they said it's pretty incredible and whatever. This first 30 minutes or whatever. But anyway, there's speculation that it's cut and edited weird because of how it looks, and just how it's just kind of cut in a way that like either this isn't the same scene and it's cut.
They've done that before.
Yes, with like Spider-Man, right? So there's people hold on.
Great.
The interpretation. There's a rumor. There's a theory because I want you to get excited because you're gonna love this. That after all these years, we're finally gonna see Mark Ruffalo's Hulk fight Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in this movie.
That'd be neat.
And I'm like, maybe that's because Hulk is off somewhere else doing something, and that's but I'm just like, because why are we having two Hulk villains in a Captain America movie? Is what I want to know. And I understand but I thought we were past that little rights thing where we can finally make Hulk movies. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
Here's the thing: is that Thunderbolts has that asterisk next to it.
Yeah, because they're changing everything with that.
Well, no, cast members have stated there's a reason for it, that it's added, and Feige said too. And the movie will make sense why.
That Red Hulk is fighting Captain America?
But there's speculation that Red Hulk will have something to do with Thunderbolts and be a member of the team.
He is in like the Rick,
and his nickname is
the Rick Remender.
His name is Thunderbolt.
Fuck it. Give me Hulk Agents of Smash. That's what I want. You ever watch that cartoon?
No.
It was fun.
I know what you're talking about though. No, I didn't, but I know
See,
what you're talking about.
My son loves Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I think
he likes Iron Man better, I think.
I don't know, man. I think he's really into Hulk, too, because he talks about Hulk a lot.
I used to run around with nothing but my long johns on, right? Because Hulk only just had his pants on. And I used to run around when I was a little kid, like 4 or 5 years old, and pretend I was the Hulk. And my mom would be like, oh, you're scary.
One more thing about this trailer as we wrap it up.
My mom's great.
Yeah, I love how we have very little.
Well,
I love how most of the time we don't even analyze the trailer.
Some parents would have looked at the kid and been like, "What are you doing?" You know.
I think the most of the time we don't even analyze the trailers. What's funny is we mostly just theorize, which is
I have no. It didn't really show what it's about.
No, but what it did. What I think was effective is it says, "Okay, yes, we're committed. Yes." Ross is turning to Red Hulk. We're going to commit to that.
Yep.
We didn't see the leader. That's fine. Keep him quiet. I want to see anything else.
Fine.
but we're setting the tone of what it's going to be, and it to me feels like they're going back to the Winter Soldier roots,
Sure,
and doing. They realize, okay, what people like from these Captain America movies, they love these like political thrillers.
Okay,
so.
Cool.
And that's what this feels like.
I don't want to speculate because I don't know.
No, but I feel like that's the tone that it's presenting, and that excites me because I do think that I've enjoyed, and most of the people that I've talked to, they feel like Captain America was more interesting with Winter Soldier and Civil War and like that because it was more of him being like an operative.
Here's the other thing
you know what I mean?
is that and here's the thing, absolutely, man, like a fucking like
an actual military
board identity dude with a fucking a costume with a shield, right?
A brightly colored uniform.
But here's the fucking best part is that, and we saw this in Falcon and Winter Soldier. There are so many really kick-ass action.
Oh, and the fact that he can fly adds so many aspects to this.
There's so many new opportunities and so much more space for those sequences to go.
I cannot
I'm
wait,
excited.
and I cannot fucking wait to see. Like, I think, like, I really do think Marvel did a really good job of playing this slow game with Sam. Because I truly think most people, myself included, really thought they were going to go the comics route and, like, traditionally comics route and go, like, maybe Sam becomes him later, becomes Cap later, but we're going to do the Bucky thing. And then the fact that, like, in Endgame, they're like, no, Sam is the more deserving guy. Because Bucky never truly gets... I mean, you could say he gets redemption because, yes, he was brainwashed. But even Bucky is like, no, you were... I did some horrible shit. I can't be this guy. And like
when Anthony Mackie first shows up in Winter Soldier, okay, and there's chemistry with him and Chris Evans,
and I've loved him as Sam.
But
I've loved him throughout every.
I honestly, after that movie, I was like, what are they going to do with Falcon? I really didn't think they were going to do anything with him. Then he showed up in Civil War. He kept showing up in these bit parts, and that character
he shows
is
up in Ant-Man.
Right, that character is rewarded by being what he becomes in the comics, which is the next Captain America.
And that's one of my favorite bits about
And he's totally deserving of the mantle because he understands exactly what Steve Rogers understood about the mantle, which is that it is a big responsibility, but not to any government and not to any government entity.
Which is why we have that
they're
friction
saying,
in this trailer where Ross was like, I want it to be a military rank again. And like Sam is like, I will help you. But like, there's pushback because he's like, and then he's like saying, I wouldn't trust your inner circle, and then there's like the whole conflict there. But dude, it's gonna be fun and interesting to see Sam Wilson's Captain America with like the aspects of him having the wings and flying, trying to, but no other like abilities, fighting a Hulk.
Yeah.
And how he's going to beat that. And it's like, that's such an interesting...
He's got armor, but it's very limited, and it's
so
more
much
for
stakes.
Like bullets.
Yeah.
Like if a Hulk got a hold of him, he's fucked.
If he slams him on the ground, he's not like Loki in them. He's dead. He's dead. Fucking
like the
mist.
First time.
Pink mist. That's it.
The first time every bone in his body is broken and his skull is crushed.
But it adds stakes. It adds so much stakes because, we don't know where Hulk is, and most people are like, if there's no She-Hulk, if there's no banners, what are we gonna do? Or sorry, well, she's in a banner, but she's in the bloodline. But I'm interested how the leader is interpreted, and I do feel a little bummed out that 2 Hulk villains are put in a Captain America movie. I hope it's some way.
I'm okay with
maybe
it.
Hulk shows up in this. Maybe he shows up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm
and there's
okay
some
with
other
it
thing
because
with that.
there's precedent from the comics. There was like a whole thing called Acts of Vengeance back in the 80s, and what it was these like 4 or 5 supervillains got all the villains together, A, B, and C list villains, and said, hey, you know who you usually fight? This guy? Well, what if you fought this guy? Because you always lose against... So like, hey, you're Whirlwind. You always fight against. So you're
saying you're like you're supportive of this being a precedent of being like, okay, we're gonna play around with maybe not. We're not gonna put like Joker in a Superman movie or something like that.
No,
but say like okay, let's do what this is doing with a little bit more of a traditional Hulk villain or Hulk villains. Like, we've seen it happen before. I mean, in the comics, Kingpin was a Spider-Man villain that Frank Miller and other writers decided that he was also a Daredevil villain and a Punisher villain.
Exactly,
So there's precedence in the comics, so I'm not against it happening in the movies, and I kind of like it because it's the little kid in me who has the action figures who wants to be like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if Captain America fought Red Hulk?
I'm still interested in who the fuck Giancarlo Esposito's character is.
I've heard he's one of the dudes from the Six Pack.
Cable's outfit?
Let me pull it up.
At the Wild Bunch. Six Pack.
Hold on.
Oh, is he G.W. Bridge?
I think so. George Washington Bridge. Yeah. And the Six Pack. I think that's the connection.
Well, I think he's got like.
I'm excited now because I'm like, it's pretty
cybernetic
obscure.
arms. I think in the comics.
Dude, but that's such an interesting.
Because every one of them has like some sort of superpower.
But I hope he said it's like nothing he's done before, and I'm hoping that he is doing like he's not doing the traditional like the deep voice, cool, interesting villain type. Like, I would love to see him be like, no, I'm just here to fucking kill Captain America. You know what I mean?
All I know is that before I die, I really, really hope that I get a chance to hang out with Spike Lee and Giancarlo Esposito, like on that car commercial. That sounds like, honestly, it would be the chillest, coolest. The music would be awesome. The drinks would be great. The ladies, of course. Of course those guys are going to bring the ladies, bro.
So according to Wikipedia, yes, he is a part of the Six Pack and S.H.I.E.L.D.
G.W. Bridge.
Yeah, so he has no superhuman abilities, but is trained in hand-to-hand combat and the use of firearms and is a skilled strategist. As a high-ranking member of S.H.I.E.L.D., he has contacts all over the world and has access to advanced tech. Okay, so let me tell you this.
Why don't you tell me about it?
I could see what you're saying, like maybe he's enhanced, but what I would love is if we see what if the MCU does what like Jason Aaron has done with like that Punisher book, and I've seen it and other writers have done it in the comics, where it's like, okay, George Washington Bridge has a fucking Hulk cannon. Or like,
oh yeah,
yes, like this is a way we introduce like, okay, because they have toyed around with
introduce AIM.
They have planted that seed since the first Avengers movie. Because the first Avengers movie, if you remember, they were trying to take the energy from the Tesseract to build weapons, and they had a big fight about it in the helicarrier. I'm like, why not bring that kind of aspect back? Because we've talked about it with Vulture in the Spider-Man movie. Like, it's again. Precedent. Like, you could easily wove him in.
Precedence. We like that word. We're going to use it a couple more times.
Maybe he has a face turn and he helps Captain America because he has a fucking Hulk cannon that takes down Red Hulk.
There's precedence for that.
Precedence.
There's precedence for this president.
All right.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.